Good morning, everybody. It's a wonderful Monday morning, and I woke up today feeling really cold, really cold. And so, this is the middle of summer, and here I am, rugged up, looking as if I'm going to the North Pole, which is funny. But anyway, today we are going to talk a little bit about anger and how anger affects us, and why it is there, and how we can manage anger, and what anger actually does to our spirit. So, anger is a very ferocious kind of emotion that we get because we have been unjustly accused, or there's somebody you feel who is attacking you, and the body goes into this defense mode that really makes your adrenaline pump, and you can feel almost dizzy with anger. I mean, people and poets have written so much about this emotion. Now, anger is not in itself a bad thing because it helps us to recognize when something has been unjustly done to someone or ourselves. However, if we continue to hold this anger has a very, very bitter way of eroding the spirit. It has a way of actually generating a lot of energy over and over and over again. And what happens is we start to bring in a lot more of that same energy because we have, as creative creatures, we have the ability of creating what we possess in our spirit and in our minds. Now, there may be people that do not agree with the generating of your thoughts, but it is true for me. I have felt that when I'm angry and when I'm really, really not in a good place, similar instances come into my experience, and I'm sort of, the subject of this awful time, as I call it. So, in fact, anger is also related to relationships where we have, a spouse or a boyfriend or a fiance or someone that we care about that is not in alignment with our thoughts and continue to do things which are not putting us in a happy place, and so we get really angry with them, and we think that if we create something to hurt them and anger them, then that lesson, we have taught them a lesson. And we must remember that this lesson learning is a very, very a delicate thing. You see, we are all here to learn. You and I am not greater than you are. You may be a Christian, you may be a Buddhist, you may be a Hindu, you may be a Muslim. You're all as important as I am in the eyes of God. God created all of you and all of me, and so we are all very important. No one is less, no one is more. If I have found a way to reach the higher spirit, I have had to work for it, and I'm happy to share it with you. And so therefore, for us to think, oh, we can teach somebody a lesson, becomes almost arrogant in itself, and that is not a good way of living one's life. I think people will learn their lesson only when they desire to learn their lesson. Otherwise, it's like hitting a head on a rock. And so anger is a good thing if you are stating a statement or making a claim, and then after that to continue to be angry only is very disruptive for you and me, because what happens is people recognize us as being in a bad space and they don't want to listen to us. So our messages almost fall on this really rugged rock, and that's not good. So let us not be angry at those who haven't really complied, or those who have been not fair to us in some way. Yes, life is not fair, and it happens to all of us. It's not just me, or it's not just you. So how do we handle that? Do we continue to create that unfair situation for ourselves, or do we break away from it and create a new trend of thought? For me, the second becomes more important and more profound, because we have an ability to create for ourselves, and that ability should be used at that point. Because if we speak from a higher self, we must not go to that level of recreating that which is disruptive, but we need to go to the level of recreating that which is peaceful and good and nurturing and wonderful, so that we can embrace that and live in that and generate that energy. So today, if you are angry at someone, or something, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a work situation, whether it be just a friend who has not understood you. Sometimes time is a very, very crucial factor, and sometimes to just let these things go for a while and let them figure out where they went wrong. And sometimes silence is the master of it all. You see, let us just remain within ourselves. It is important to state our claim, but after that, remove yourself from the equation for a while, and you will see that in time their realization would be greater than if you were to go there and start hammering at them and telling them how wrong they are. Nobody likes to hear that they're wrong. They always like to feel that they're doing the right thing. And what happens is when they hear that, they become very stubborn and they do not listen to the spiritual message that you're trying to teach them or tell them. As I said, no one can be taught. Only a child, maybe, if they, if you're the mother, they may listen to you. And if that child is your own, but no one wants to be taught unless they're willing to learn. And the willingness to learn must come from the Spirit. We cannot, when we are adults, force it down somebody else's throat. It doesn't happen. You can put the seed there and let it sit for a while and pray that one day it will germinate. That, my friend, is a possibility. So take care now and have a fabulous day.